This is welcome to this deck profile. I'm not Joe, and this is Melissa. We're going to go over my soul deck I made. Nothing too special, but it's something that's easy to make for the most part. It's a lot of fun. I did pretty decently at our local tournament, different things like that. And we'll see how this goes. She'll be commenting occasionally, or she'll be just sitting there. So, it's soul deck, so obviously you got the soul ruler. It's mainly a spell-based deck. So the main purpose of the deck is to just do a lot of damage to your opponent's face and hopefully stop them from ramping or doing damage to you, essentially, so that you just kill them essentially with spells is how I've won all of my games, essentially. You very rarely actually attack with any resonators or anything like that.
Do you have any resonators in there?
I do. So the resonators I run are mainly geared around getting those spells out. So the first couple I run 3 Combat Wizard of Altia. It's going to cut to a different shot.
Whatever.
He's a 1-drop, red 1-drop. This is a blue-red deck. You can run 3 colors if you want. I prefer 2 just because it's simple. I like the consistency of 2 colors. So the main color obviously is red. So Combat Wizard, he's just a 3/2. When he comes into the field, he puts a mana counter on your J ruler. You can remove that J ruler to give it swiftness. I rarely do that. I mainly do it just to get more counters on my J ruler. I run 3. Oh wow, where'd he go? 3 of the Servant of Mercurius. He does the same thing as Combat Wizard. He's a blue 1-drop, except he's a 2/2, but he puts a mana counter on your J ruler. You can remove the mana counter to give him +3/+3 to 1 turn, which comes in handy actually occasionally. I do that actually quite a bit. But once again, it's just to help ramp up those mana counters. I run 3 Catalyst Spirits. She's a red-blue 6/6. Main reason I run hers, it's a decent 2-drop 6/6, but I can banish her to put 2 mana counters on my J ruler. So anytime she's about to die, or if I need mana counters in a pinch, she always comes in handy pretty easily.
Can you have a maximum number of mana counters?
No, you can have as many mana counters as you want. So I don't get too high because I use them pretty consistently, but most I've had in one game is getting up to 20 or so. I run 4 of obviously Runic Commander Demon. He's the guy that goes hand in hand with Soul. He's a red-blue 6/6. When you put him on the field, he puts a mana counter on your J ruler. You play a spell and you can put him back in your hand. Because you'll need him when you J activate. You want to remove him from game to put an extra 5 counters on your J ruler and make him an 11/11 instead of a 5/5. I run 4 just because I ran 3 and I can never draw him, so I run 4 now and I still rarely draw him. So it's probably just a problem with me, but he's really, you have to have him with Soul essentially.
And he's cute.
I run 3 of Twin-Headed Dragons. I really like Twin-Headed Dragon. I think it's an awesome looking card, and I don't know if it's actually too great, but he's a lot of fun. You can pay his awakening cost with Ancient Magic, which is nice, so he's able to fend off if you're being attacked and stuff. It's good to have just a large flyer on your field later in the game. He actually comes in handy quite a bit for me.
I think he's fun.
Yeah, no, I really like him. And the last resonator I run is 2 of the Time Guide Admiral. He's a 2 red, 1 void, 8/8. His effect is if you've used 2 of your mana counters this turn, you can put him on the field and he restores at least 2 mana counters. He restores 2 mana counters back onto your J ruler. So as you see, every single resonator with the exception of the dragon just essentially helps maintain and build your mana counters for your spells. So it's all meant to help with that ramp, essentially.
Are there any other cards that add mana counters?
Besides, like, resonators that add mana counters besides these?
Well, yeah, besides these resonators.
I'm sure there are. I don't think there's any more red-blue. If there are, I probably took them out. but I'm pretty sure there's others, but those were the ones I found most consistent at least. Now onto the spells, which like I said is the main portion of the deck. I run 3 Rune of Souls. It's just 1 red and 1 blue, and it's quick cast, and you get to search your deck for any ancient magic card you want. That's extremely, that card is extremely important in this deck. I use it often to pull out the spells I need to finish off the game, because usually I just need to do 1 more piece of damage, and I can't find the spell or something like that. So that's able to help search, and I'm able to quick cast it, which is actually extremely useful. I run 2 Conjure Time Bombs, 1 red, 1 void. Puts a token on your field at the beginning of your next turn, does 1,000 to your opponent's field and their face. If you awaken it for 3 more, it does it at the end of your current turn instead. I like it because, oh yeah?
Can you have actual tokens in your hand? Can you have the Firebomb token in your hand?
No, the token's just a separate thing, and then it comes into the field.
It just looks cool.
Yeah, the token's just extremely nice. Well, the token also explains its abilities, which is nice. And because the token, when it's on the field, it's an actual resonator, so it's nice to have a visual representation. But I like it because it helps clear the field. Like I said, this is mainly about doing damage to their face, so I don't like wasting my spells on their resonators. So this not only helps clear the field, but it also does damage to their face, so I don't feel like I'm wasting a spell that could be used on their face. I only run 2 of them because it's not a great consistent card. It's just nice once in a while, but it's not something I need. But it's an ancient magic card, so I can grab it whenever I need it. I run 3 Invitation for Disasters. It's just a 3 cost, but you can awaken it for, 8 more.
8?
If you don't awaken it, it does either 800 damage to a resonator or to your opponent's face. But if you awaken it, it does 2,000 to a resonator or 2,000 to your opponent's face.
It's 11
It's
mana.
11 ancient mana. Your J Ruler,
Technicalities.
which is, I didn't mention this before, but you start out with 2 mana counters. When you J activate, you have 5 counters, and when you discard your Runic Commander, that gives another 5. So just automatically from J activating, if you have that resonator, you have 12 counters on your card without doing anything else.
Can only be used towards ancient magic.
Correct. And his ancient magic produces red and blue, which is nice. So it's actually pretty easy to play Invitation for Disaster. You just need to play 2 of those with Awakening, and you win the game. Although that never happens, but
can't you just cancel it though?
yeah, people could just cancel it, and you have to.
You can cancel that many. Oh, it's not mana.
Well, it's ancient magic, so it's not too big a deal.
So sad.
I run 3 Ancient Heartfelt Fire. I really like this because it's a 1 cost quick cast, and you can either do 400 damage to a resonator or put 3 mana counters on your J Ruler. So it's really versatile. You can either use it to do some damage to resonators, take out some easy...
J/resonators.
Oh yeah, it does it to J resonators. Do some damage early on, clear some stuff out, or it can put counters on your J Ruler to help with that ramp. Playing all 3 of those, that's 9 counters right there. And it's ancient magic, so you can spend a counter to get 3 counters. I really like it, extremely versatile.
So cards, am I right?
Nothing has happened. I run 3 of Shard's Water Transformation Magic. It's 1 blue with Remnant. Turns the Resonator into a 4/4 bear. Run it for obvious reasons. It's easy to counter certain things. Can be killed with Ancient Heartfelt Fire and such. So it's just extremely useful because you only need 1 mana for it, and you can use Ancient Magic for your Ancient Fire. I did have Artemis bows, but I felt they were too clunky for the deck, so I took them out because Heartfelt Fire does the same thing.
Is Artemis bow the one where you take a counter off and then it does 400?
Yeah.
Or you take 2 counters off and it destroys it?
Yeah, it's the Regalia.
I feel like that one's better anyways because you can remnant it.
Well, no. Like you run Artemis with Bear Magic, and I took it out, and I'm still running Bear Magic, but I instead have Heartfelt Fire and Lightning Strike, which I run 3 Lightning Strike. Obviously, for obvious reasons, 1 cost 500 damage to Resonator or your opponent. So it goes into the theme of doing damage to your opponent. And once again works with bear magic as well, since you can technically, since I have 3 bear magics, I can use it 6 times with Remnant, so I have 6 spells to go with it, technically. I run 2 Sympathy of Fire and Water. It's 1 red and 1 blue spell. Essentially what it does is it you choose one of 2 things for it to do. If you have a fire resonator and water resonator, it does both of them. It'll remnant a spell from your graveyard, and it can produce 3 will to spend on ancient magic cards.
What happens if you remnant a remnant? Does it have 2 remnants then? Like if you
No,
have a remnant
no. It just, because once it's remnant, you remove it from game, and you can't remnant something that's already removed from game. So what you do with that is, since you have red and water resonators in the deck already, especially 2 1-cost ones, it's relatively easy to meet that first condition. So you're able to remnant cards such as Invitation for Disaster or Thunder, maybe. Lightning Strike, yeah. Or the next card I'm going to say. So it makes so you can do that spell again if you need to, plus producing 3 will on top of it for only costing 2. And it's an ancient magic, so you can pay 2 and get 3 of that back to spend on that magic card that you're using Remnant on. I just find it's really nice. I only run 2 though, because it's not something I consistently want to do. Last card I run is 3 of World Flame Summoning. It's a new card I really like. It's 4 void, 2 red, and it's an ancient magic. You choose 2 of the options it has. You can either do 800 damage to your entire opponent's field, 800 damage to their face, 1500 damage to their J-Ruler, or have them banish a special magic stone. For obvious reasons, it's really nice because of its versatility. You choose 2 of those abilities. I like to use it, I like to try and, if possible, use a lot of speed, things like Heartfelt Fire and all that, to put mana counters on my J-Ruler turn 1, and then turn 2 use that against something like Fox to make them banish whatever special magic stone they might have out, as well as destroy their field before they can use its effect on those resonators, or do 800 to their face to once again go in tune with doing damage to them.
And you have a full life.
I have a lot of forwards in there. So,
Well,
as you can see, so I said you have a lot of spells in there. Most of them can do damage to both resonators and your opponents, not just one or the other. Quite a few of them, such as that and Time Bomb and such, can do damage to resonators and your opponent to help clear the field. And so, as you can see, just the point of the whole deck is just to keep doing damage to their face as quickly as possible, or to, if you have trouble, to stall them out until you can get the necessary mana to do the correct damage. J-activate, get more mana counters out to do more damage. Maybe swing with your J-Ruler, it's not a necessity, it doesn't really matter. It's all based on the spells. The stone deck is straightforward. It's what you would think. It's 4 of the Magic Stone of Hearth's Core, so that you have your 4 blue-reds. 4 of the new Magic Stone of Vaporization, so you can have more blue-reds, and also put mana counters if you're early game and have spare stones that you need to spend on. And then I just run 2 fire stones, and that's it. You could do 2 blue stones or 1 blue, 1 red stone, but I think there's more fire cards that need it, and it doesn't really matter. You have 8 dual stones, so.
It's a lot of dual stones.
Yeah, so I've really enjoyed the deck, even when it, I've played with it a little bit at our most recent tournament. I won 2 of the 3 rounds. The 3rd round was a tie just because my opponent's deck was a really had a lot of stuff going on, and then mine had a lot of stuff going on, so the game just stalled out until the end.
What
So, I forget now.
Cool.
Doesn't matter. I lost a couple games. My main losses come from mostly my misplays. I get too eager to do stuff or try to stall it out. The main weakness of the deck came from either going against a dark deck that mainly revolves around discarding cards because it's a very tight 40 card deck that if you lose certain cards, it's hard to recover that, especially if they eventually make you discard your whole hand. Luckily, it has searches and stuff in it, so you're able to bounce back eventually, but it does hurt pretty bad, especially early game. It's done pretty well against Fox. It's sort of hit and miss. I haven't been able to play too much against Fox. Hopefully, I'll be playing against Fox. We'll be doing a game against the one that just won that recent. I think it was an ARG or something. I forget. But it won, and everyone was first place. So we're replicating that deck, and we're going to see how this does against it, and we'll upload that video in the next day or so if it's not already up. What do you think of what it does?
Not cute enough. No, this seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Would you say it's better late game or early game?
It's probably best mid game. Because early game, I tend to just try to do a lot of ramp, put out those resonators, both so that it puts counters on and it has 2 resonators out for things like that dual effect of that one card. And then once you have enough counters mid game, you're able to do a bunch of stuff. If you get to late game, like I said, there's not a lot of resonators in it or anything like that. So eventually, if your opponent, especially if a lot of resonators or like the Fox deck, they just out damage you at some point faster than you can do damage to them. So you want to try and get stuff before then. And so I think this deck has really good ramp, and then it is able to push pretty hard mid game.
What decks would you say it's bad against?
I haven't played against a crazy amount of decks yet. It still has trouble with the Fox deck, but I haven't played against the Fox deck recently since I've done more alterations to it. But I definitely had problems with it, with just how fast, because once they're out, the Chimera cards it runs with, none of them have, for the most part, well, the main one is 1200 health and attack, which is more than Time Bomb does, more than Invitation does, and more than Word Flame Summoning does. So unless I have Bear Magic, it won't. Cat. Unless I have Bear Magic, it won't kill it, essentially. And even but it also is able to do good mainly because of Bear Magic. You can do stuff like Bear Magic before killing a monkey, so that monkey doesn't come back to their hand. You can Bear Magic their flying guy, so you can block it or kill it. Hey, buddy. Different things like that. Hopefully we'll get some
I think the
stuff in
deck is
with it.
great. You have his approval.
But yeah, that's the deck.
Woo!
I'm not Joe.